Rogue and Team Secret. And it is going to be Rogue banning out first, as they will be starting on the defense.
Well, we'll see what they go with on the bans. Rogue has definitely been a bit more interesting in terms of bans, and they're, of course, going to start it off interesting, saying they do not want to deal with. Now, this is not a surprise. We did see BP playing a lot of Montaigne last time they played Villa against Millennium, so probably a smart idea. I don't think it was super effective, but hey, just take it out of the equation.
Yeah, a big operator ban coming out from Secret is going to be Lion Witch.
Yeah, I'm going to have to check the B-Stream VODs, but I don't think he's been played at all today because of that.
That's a very weird ban, because Team Secret, they have a very, very good Lion player in the form of Lackey. They always bring the Lion. It's usually banned against them. So I'm surprised by that pick.
It's surprised to see them ban anything but Glass half the time, really.
Exactly. They don't like the Glass.
And we've seen a lot of Glass today anytime it's not banned, so... Well, Pulse, actually, the choice coming off here, they obviously want to deny some of that vertical play in terms of there's a lot of wood floors that could be a problem for teams if they're not careful about it. So seems like a smart choice in this case, but that is going to be Rogue trying to deny it against Secret. Rogue actually going to start on Trophy instead of Aviator, which is not a big deal. Like most teams can play either or. Maybe, of course, well, no, he's going to 6th pick that Glass probably. Just teasing us with it.
Yeah, certainly that's what teams do, is you go for the bait almost, where you show your lineup, but that's not actually going to be the lineup you're going to go in with, and we're going to see the Blitz being brought. That's pretty... Actually, we're not.
Oh, no.
As Dokubi's going to switch in, which, yeah, that's quite a surprising ban that Rogue let through, was the Dokubi. Sure, they got rid of the Montagna, but... Montagna, Dokubi, what would you say was
honestly,
more influence?
I would take Dokubi, ban Dokubi over Montaigne in this case, just because, like I said, I don't think Montaigne was super effective when Meepy was using it. So it was something that was obviously part of a strat, but I can't imagine they were going to use that again anyways. So that might have been a waste of a ban. Either way, though, it's something they know for sure they don't have to deal with now. So we'll see how they play this. They are going to be playing with the Maestro with Easily on that. So that should be interesting. There is an Echo as a possibility, so it's surprising to see none of them playing on Echo just because it's such a mainstay operator, but it's usually either Maestro or Echo, not all the time, both. In this case, you know, they might have prepared their strats expecting Echo to be banned. Although in this case, if you know you're up against Team Secret, you can pretty much guarantee who they're going to be banning, so...
Yeah, more or less. The Team Secret, very predictable team. You know what to ban against. You know more or less what they are going to ban, more importantly.
Maybe now that Helby's there, they won't.
Oh,
They'll be less predictable.
The new coach. We didn't see him inside of Valencia because he didn't manage to... they didn't pick him up in time, So he was very fresh in. But he is here. I'm sure he has put in a lot of different strategies, potentially, because let's not forget Helby. He used to play the game as well as a professional player.
No, he was a pro. Yeah, exactly. So it's definitely got a lot of experience. It's definitely not someone that's just a cold coach. So bringing that experience, obviously he hasn't been in Pro League for a while, though, so he's definitely going to have to make sure to pay attention to a lot of different bits of information. But either way, they are making slow, steady progress here against the bedroom, and of course that's what you're going to expect. They've gotten in to the study as well, taking control of that, working some angles here. No phone calls taken on just yet, but they will, I imagine, be using those as soon as they feel like they're going to have to worry about roamers, and that's where Eclipse is going to have a little bit of a problem. Yeah, the roamers is always going to be a bit of a potential worry for many attackers because it's a very big map filler. You have 3 sets of staircases that you have to worry about, let's not forget as well. But in the basement that you never know about. Big old basement. This rotation here, Eclipse, unfortunately the phone call did not come out, so he's going to get a nice early kill onto Alems. They go for the refrag, but it's not going to happen just yet. Oh, the timing here. Oh, the good pinch. You can see Meatbeat and also, the getaway from Eclipse. That was nicely played. That was very well played from Eclipse because you look at where Meatbeat was and you look at where Leon was. Both of them were ready to shoot at the exact same time. So a good rotation from Eclipse. Lackey has got himself inside of this master bedroom area. Kairos as well is going to open up in towards that bathroom area as well. A very good staging ground for many teams. And look where Leon is. He's playing here on the backside, which this is not what Rogue's going to expect. Possibly Gumai may be able to shut him down, but again, it is that still very hard angle. That's going to be the kill coming from Slash with that aggressive peek as Leon Kids does bite the dust. Well, already a good start here for Rogue, and this was Team Secret's map pick, so we'll have to see what they have in store for future rounds. However, it's not over just yet, but Geo making it much, much closer here as it's now a 2v5.
Yeah, that is going to be the C4 from below. The push does come in from the Dokkaebi. Easily did manage to catch her with that Maestro camera, which does see through smoke. The plant is going to try and get attempted by Meatby. Stiz as well is going to be covering a 5 versus 2 still in favor of Rogue. Slash is going to be down, so it is essentially a 4 versus 2. Meatby here, somebody on the red stairs, but is then going to leave Stiz to his death, and Meatby misses the shots, and Eclipse does clean up house. And that is going to be Rogue getting the first round on the board inside of Villa.
Correct me if I'm wrong too, but I believe that was a flawless round. Didn't lose a single player, although we did see, I believe, Slash down at one point, although that could have even been for a reset. It's hard to see exactly what was going on, but a great start for Rogue on their defense. As this was Team Secret's map pick, then of course Rogue got to pick which side to start on, so there's definitely a reason why they started on defense here. So
Aviator and Games Room is where we will be headed next. Rogue is going to take this bomb site. Typically, we see that being played the primary bomb site compared to the trophy room, which we did just see, but still a very strong bomb site nonetheless. So getting rid of that lesser bomb site, let's say, early, does give Rogue a very good lead on. And if they manage to take this better defended bomb site, then it puts them in the driver's seat with a 2-0 advantage.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say the meta's even completely settled yet on which bomb site's the dominant, but it, you know, the top floor is a little bit favored. We did see some interesting downstairs play, though, earlier in terms of the kitchen, but it is a trickier one to defend. So I would say upstairs is a bit easier because you also don't have to deal with vertical pressure, and that makes a lot of maps sometimes better when you're controlling top floor, especially on a map like this where they don't necessarily have roof access. They have access to catwalks outside, but they don't have skylights to work because the one skylight, you can't really do anything about it. You can maybe throw things down, but you can't see anyone to shoot. So because of that lack of upstairs access vertically, they pretty much have to play horizontal, and you don't see a lot of attacks from below necessarily from the attackers. So I do think the upstairs has natural advantages. You just, I think it's good, though, to try and play against the catwalks and other areas that the attackers have outside, if you can, as well, to just deny any advantage they might have.
Villa fits into the same kind of playstyle that Skyscraper fit it into, and also Chalet, where there wasn't a roof that you could really use to your advantage. Sure, you can repel into the roof, but it just didn't work really back in the day.
And that suits a team like Rogue that was very comfortable on Skyscraper back in the day. So, yeah, I agree. I think it shares some parallels there, as well as with Border, and there's definitely a kind of mishmash of some things they've learned from other maps that I think have been very interesting, and I hope we see this more. I mean, it's already day one, and we've already seen it twice here. I'm not sure about the B stream, but I mean, twice just on this stream alone. It's been pretty good.
I believe we've seen nearly every map apart from Clubhouse, I want to say.
Yeah, well, we might see that this time because that's the Decider map.
We hope it should go there. It should go to the Decider map, as you did say, Villa more of a rogue map, and then Coastline more of a secret kind of map.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Clubhouse, in theory, should favor Rogue just off their experience and winning it twice, whereas Secret have lost it once, but that was against Penta now G2. So, you know, could go either way, as you mentioned previously as well. DreamHack Valencia did go a bit differently for the match between these two, but I imagine both teams learned from that, so it is a big question mark if we make it to map 3. But Meepy already stepping in some traps here, a minute and a half burned, and they have yet to find anyone. So you see Brian going by Big Bry this matchup, so that is...
Geometrics isn't Sleepy Geo anymore.
Yeah, it's true, there's some change-ups here.
Big Bry.
It's the closest we'll get to a roster change at the moment.
Yeah, so minute on the clock for Secret. No first bloods on either side, so more of a slow, methodical playstyle coming out from Secret, but on a bomb site like Aviator and Games Room, this is what we're expecting. They don't have the Thermite, they only have Habana, so they cannot make these big, massive holes that you necessarily would get, which I'm surprised about why they're not bringing the Thermite. There's no mirror to worry about, so that gives you just more of an
impact nades. They've got to be worried about the impact nades. It's just so hard to play Thermite on that bomb site. Unfortunately, it looks like they might have a technical problem. Not entirely sure. There's the R. It might just be a typo, though, as well, but just in case, might be prepared if there is some kind of issue. But they are pushing in through the smoke here. Stizzy downed by the smoke itself. Unfortunately, finished off by Big Bry Eclipse. The nice kill and the trade back from Secret.
Yeah, Lems and Lackey does manage to square up into a 3 versus 3, but look how low both of them are. Dokkaebi did get rung. Echo Drone still in position. Sees where the IQ is. Intel is going to be fed to Brian as Slash gets the kill onto Lems. All down to Meatby, the team captain. Can he go for this clutch? The phone is still ringing for Brian, but easily from that long angle with that MP5 is going to finish him off. And Rogue is going to go 2-0 up.
Well, at least Secret got some kills that round. but definitely did not go their way. And that is a Rogue now having to go to their third bomb site. Will we see another 6-0 like we saw earlier? Probably not, but definitely possible here. Library, surprisingly, instead of Kitchen, going to be their third bomb site. So we'll see what they have in store there. Definitely an interesting bomb site in terms of the way it's laid out and the way you have to play it. The dining room can be, there we go. The dining room itself going to be the bomb site. They changed to dining room kitchen at the last second there.
So looking at this attacking lineup, we're seeing the Ying. That's a pretty big operator inside of Villa because it can just simply clear out most of them long corridors as well, and especially whenever these big narrow corridors is something that you're always cautious of as an attacker, unless you're a shield, for example, which we know isn't coming out because the Montagna did get banned. Yep. But even using one of your young canisters just to get down the corridor and possibly get a kill from a defender who may be lurking, waiting for you to run down that corridor, that could be a pretty big pick, bringing that Ying. Also, we're seeing the Thatcher being brought out, which is an operator that we've seen not a whole too lot during today, mostly because it's more of a slower paced operator.
Well, most teams have figured out other ways to take out batteries, mute jammers and stuff like that as well.
So having the Thatcher does make life a little bit easier, and it may also help with the echoes as well. Looking at the Rogue lineup, we're seeing more of an intel gathering based lineup with the Valkyrie cameras with the echo as well.
Yeah.
So
good to see Geo back on that, as they're not going with the Maestro this time. Yeah, getting the additional intel will definitely help because we saw some good roam coming out from Easily and Eclipse, and I imagine they're probably going to be doing something similar this round as well. So that will probably be a factor, getting that extra intel, maybe using that extra drone for a roam instead of keeping it on site. As you said, those Candles can be a factor, especially combined with the concussion grenades coming out from Malems, if they can get close enough to site to actually push it. That's the real question. Can they get in there? And they could potentially even come up from Pantry, start throwing in some Candles to try and rush from there. Very unlikely to see that happen, though. But we will see Leon on the T95. Not going to go with that shotgun, as that is more of a hungry special kind of a play.
Yeah, I would say that bringing the shotgun, it's not really suited for this particular map. Yeah, maybe sure for a map like Border or Oregon, for example, which is more close range, then certainly. But for a map like Villa with these long, narrow corridors, these long angles, then it's maybe your best bet going with the T95.
Yeah.
So it's going to be the upstairs take from Secret. But they're actually then going to rotate downstairs. They don't really have any hard destruction that they can bring. They don't see the buck or the sledge being brought out. And Brian, he is getting very, very cautiously close. Instead, he's going to go, what? But Brian shuts them down.
That's diffuser down too. Nicely baited, Brian, but takes a lot of damage.
His phone is also going to get rung. And Eclipse is here waiting at this single door. Sees the arm of the Ying, but the shots do not land. And you can see Brian even using a gas canister. And maybe is also going to get downed in the process. C4 does get expended by Eclipse, but doesn't manage to get anything out of that catch. Ying does go in, and Leon is going to start working with it. He does miss the shots on the Valkyrie, but no, Slash will punish Leon for missing them headshots. Lackey has entered as well. Meatbee back up to 50 HP as he did get revved. Lackey in a very awkward position here.
Ooh, there's Big Bri again with his second kill of the round as well. He's playing that corner so tough. Went prone instead. They didn't expect that. And the shotgun doesn't take much to finish Meepy off, who was only at half health. But it is now a 4v2. Geo still got the yokai as well, so even if they can get in and get the kills like Lackey's doing, they're going to have to fight against time.
Quick turnaround for Secret as the Lambs and the Lackey does get the 2 kills. So it's going to be down to Brian, who's on 1 HP. His phone is ringing. Geometrics with that Echo Drone does manage to stun. Lackey goes for the pre-fire shots, misses it, and that will be Lackey punishing him as the Lambs did get the kill onto Brian. The 4-2 clutch from Lackey and the Lambs.
Definitely surprising to see them come out ahead in that, but nonetheless, they managed to storm in, and that was definitely the weaker bomb site for Rogue, which is why you saw it third. But now they can go back to their better bomb sites. They're going to try a trophy again, and probably have a bit more success, although I still think that went fairly well for Rogue just at the end of it. Couldn't manage to clutch out. Some of that due to low health of some of the players. Obviously, Brian trying to do a good job, but was a bit low. And I think good plays all around, but that Candela definitely helped well for that push onto Eclipse especially.
Yeah, getting rid of the Bandit, a very high value target for the roam game that he can bring to the table. Brian stood out really well for me in that round. You've seen the shotgun, the way he played it. Also, the gas canisters were very strong, just delaying the push from Secret, but definitely lacking in that rotation where he decided to go in towards the pantry area. Caught Slash by surprise and then did manage to win that fight against Gio. Did prove to be that deciding factor inside of the round. And then we are going to move up into the top floor defense. Once again, they previously did defend this very, very proficiently. Secret didn't really have anything to work with in their last attack of this bomb site, but can they change anything?
Yeah, that's definitely going to be interesting to see. I do think there's a good chance that we could see Rogue win it again, but you know, maybe it was just Team Secret being caught a bit off guard. They are going to be trying to bring that Ying again for a bit more of a aggressive push once they can get into some kind of control. I think it did work for them to an extent last round, but it was also a case where, you know, they got punished a bit before they were even able to use it. So we'll see if they can accomplish the same this time. Now Gio and Eclipse. The Eclipse now back on Jaeger. He did have to play Bandit last round because of how they switched up who was playing what. And we saw a very good roam game from Jaeger of Eclipse last time they played on this bomb site. So they're going to have to be a bit more careful. And the only thing they have to counter roamers is going to be Meepy on Dokkaebi. They didn't bring a Jackal or anything else like that. Obviously, Lion was banned. So they really need to maybe make more use of those phone calls earlier to try and take him out. Flashbangs, unfortunately, not going to do a whole lot because nothing to follow them up just yet.
Stiz is he's looking for an early pick, which is something that does help within the later stages. Lackey gets the wall bang through the window. He just wanted to shoot open the window, and he gets that kill from it. And especially like a player Eclipse going down, that's a huge kill for Team Secret.
That roam is not going to happen now.
Very big kill. So this is where Secret, they have the driving seat. They got the early pick, especially onto a roamer, which did come in to hurt them quite a lot in the last round of this particular bomb site. This is going to be proven pretty detrimental for Rogue, especially whenever they're giving up a camera spot as well. So that could be used to possibly get the observatory camera, which does feed quite a lot of intel as well.
Well, the main thing is the Maestro's cameras as well. Now those Evil Eyes are going to work against them, and you see that right now. They have the access to Easily camera, which you can see exactly where that's positioned. They're going to be able to use that to their advantage and see how some of that site is set up. There it is. They marked it. Now they're going to bring Alems over to get rid of it, but the timing actually works against him. Nicely done.
Oh, double kill from Slash. That T5 SMG makes quick work of that Secret duo. Lackey, Meepy, and Stizzy, the only 3 members left for Rogue. A very big misplay from Team Secret there. I'm not really surprised that Alems got killed, but the fact that Leon didn't get that automatic refrag and also got killed, that was very sloppy.
Not good at all. That was just great timing by Slash. Great read on the movement of the attackers trying to take out that Evil Eye. Nice play by Gio as well, guarding the bathroom, making it so they're not going to be able to get much of a beachhead there.
Good kill from Gio, takes out Lackey. Good gun skill off the board for Secret. Gio still fighting inside of this master bedroom bathroom area. And he does go for the sprays. And that is going to be the shots coming out from Stiz, who does win that gunfight. I don't know if he thinks that he knows he's down, but he is going to push in. Yeah, I believe he might know that he is down. He's just cautious of it, as he does see the dead body of the bandit. And does get that kill. So a 3 versus 2. And Slash is going to then get a kill onto Meepy. 3 versus 1. All down to Stiz. I'm sure he is going to get gunned down as soon as he walks in, as Brian is holding that angle. Quick peek from Stiz. Doesn't get anything from it. And the time was just taken away. And then finally, Easily does go ahead and get that kill. And Rogue do lead this matchup 3 rounds to 1.
Which is a big deal, again, on Team Secret's map pick. They are the ones who have played this publicly as well. I mean, it might have got played a bit more than that at DreamHack Valencia, but in terms of Pro League play, this is definitely the debut of it for Rogue. It is, again, surprising to see it shown so early, but in this case, they didn't necessarily pick it. They let Secret pick it. And as I was saying earlier, the way that the pick order goes, only 2 bans go out before the first pick, which was Secret's pick, so they might have had a chance to sneak that in before Rogue could ban it. Although I got to imagine they had strats for this. This is not something Ranger really lets slip by very easily, and they know that obviously Secret are willing to play it since they have played it in Pro League. But nonetheless, the different pick ban order definitely makes a difference, and being first to pick is an advantage because you can sneak around 2 of those bans.
So Aviator Games Room is where we're going to be headed once again for Rogue. Last time they did manage to win this as well. I would say it's because of the lack of the Thermite that Secret did not bring. Instead, they're sticking with the Hibana.
It's just so hard to deal with in terms of the impact natric, and you see that they were prepared for it. You've seen them open up the tops of the walls, so they are more than happy to use those impact natrics, which would be Slash probably in this case, unless we have Brian also bringing impact nades, which is a possibility. But either way, they've got more than enough utility. You saw Slash doing a great job in terms of kills, as well as some of the other players like Brian. So it's been a good in terms of frags as well for Rogue. Secret, though, might just still be warming up.
Yeah, certainly could be a slow start for Secret. And this is a matchup which we, possibly the viewers may not have seen, but certainly I did at DreamHack Valencia, where Rugen, previously known as IDK Team Secret, they did play offline during one of their group stage matches. And it went straight down to the wire. It went down to all 3 maps. I believe it was 6-4 for the first map in favour of Secret 6-4. Then the next map went to Rogue 6-1. And then they went to Consulate. And Consulate was pretty mad. It was 4-1 in favour of Rogue, and then Secret won 7-6. So there definitely is the comeback potential that Secret can bring. They know that they've done it before to Rogue, so it is feasibly possible.
Well, we saw what happened with Penta earlier. They got 6-0 on this map and then just turned it around to a 6-1 the next map. So absolutely.
Stiz is certainly a player which I believe doesn't get enough credit sometimes for his team. He performs very well. I believe that's one of the main talking points that you guys especially push during the Pro League, is all about how well support players, they don't get enough love. That's something that that we are sometimes quite bad of doing, is not giving some of the support players the love that they deserve. Take, for example, Goga.
Yeah.
You know, he's certainly a great player.
Or Eunice, once he finally got to that last map.
Yeah. So certainly support players, they do get not enough credit. So certainly Stiz, he is holding his own against the members of Rogue. And just looking at the way that Secret is setting up, they're going to go for pretty much the exact same push, where they're going to try and take control of the office area and then finally push their way in towards the bomb site using Leon. But the Echo Drone does get killed, as Leon did manage to take that out.
Fortunately for Easley, just the timing was not there in his favor. You see all the floor opened up as well, so they cannot place the thermite charge on the floor, which of course they're not bringing a thermite, but the preparation is there. They were definitely ready to try and impact this, but the C4.
And this is where Leon's going to get pretty hot here.
What?
The double down as Smoke will fall. So will Legion, but he's not ready for Easley, who was holding that long angle behind that bar area. Slash is still going to be down, and Stiz does manage to get the plant. Easley is just waiting, looking for an angle as the pick up from Meepy. Pre-fire misses, but Easley will be there. Stiz is going to come in contact with him and lose that gunfight as well. Double from Easley. Lucky gets the kill onto Geo, but does get down by Eclipse. A retake from Rogue, and Secret will fall. And 4 rounds to 1. Rogue will be in the firm driver's seat heading into this attack and defense switch.
Definitely, they are feeling good. You can see the look on their faces. They're feeling confident. And it is, that was such a strong series of defensive runs. We'll see, though, if they actually are able to use their attacks as well. We are going to get a tactical pause here from Team Secret. Obviously, after losing those 4 rounds, you're going to want to kind of recollect yourself. This is where they get to test Helby to see if he's able to kind of bring them back. You see him coaching his team, talking about what they need to change. You can see the focus on their faces as they think about it. You see the let's go coming out of Helby, trying to pump them up as best he can. This is their map pick as well. However, even though Coastline was not their map pick, in theory, they have a better coastline than Rogue just off of Pro League results, but you never know.
These guys are smart enough to know what mistakes they're making. Yeah. They know what they need to do to get themselves back into it. They have these defenses, which Secret, they do perform a lot better on the defense rather than the attack, and I would say it's because that they're so well at adapting to no mirror strategies, which is quite a big thing, which Secret did really push for inside of the Pro League. So having in these defenses, it could swing in the way of Secret. It could easily just be a 5-round sweep for Secret. Who knows? It'll
be interesting, though, that because we're going to get a bit of a different attack style and defense style from these two teams. And we didn't really see a comeback on the switch around from the G2 game earlier, but then again, we only saw 1 round after that switch. Yeah. So in this case, we'll at least see 2 to get some idea how it might switch around. Potentially, I imagine some of the same setup's going to come out here for Aviator Games that we saw just last round from Rogue. But, ooh, there we go. Geo going from the Blackbeard to the Glaz, and maybe also bringing out the Secret Castle. Should be interesting to see here.
Yeah, Castle is certainly an operator which is a very niche pick. It's a utility operator that we typically see on certain holds that teams do like to create. This time it's going to be Secret, who we know are very methodical in some of their play styles. big impact tool right into a wall which looks into one of your bomb sites. That's quite an interesting one to go for. But
well, usually that's when you'd put the window on, right?
Yeah. Typically, that would be the way they're going for, but then I'm going to say that Map1 is probably going to put some castle barricades inside there, try to shut down as much as they can. And again, that could hinder Rogue just as much as it could hinder Secret as well, from a quick peek coming out from the members of Team Secret as well.
Well, the fact that they're bringing a glass, though, means that that hole could work against them, because he's able to open up that castle barricade or even shoot through it and be able to peek all the way into Aviator Room, which is... Now, normally, you know, a hole can work both ways, but in this case, with smoke involved, when they throw smoke, that means the hole works really one way, and that's the glass way. And they're definitely going to have smokes with Slash on that Jackal there. So this could work out in favor of Rogue if they could play it smartly. We do see them playing up towards the study from Ruins, although Geo's actually on a different spot. So once they drone that out, they may rotate if they decide that's going to be to their advantage or not. They do need to make sure to drone the downstairs, though, to make sure they're not going to have to deal with anyone down there. And Lackey is getting droned out as well. So they're finding out everything they need to find out, but then this is going to have to come to some adjustments in their actual push.
So we're going to be seeing the Jackal being brought by Slash. This is an operator that we did see Novi from Immortals being picked up quite a lot during his game against the Millennium. So Jackal certainly by no means least a useless operator, does provide a lot of utility with the shotgun. More times than none, because it can use as that destructibility tool, which you may be missing out if you don't want to go for a buck, for example. So having in that just little pocket, that pocket shotgun can come in pretty big. And also Villa, very big map, very big roaming map, it can help as well. Lems is going to get things kicked off with Eclipse falling to his carbine rifle. Brian downstairs just watching rotations at this stage. As Slash is still downstairs. Slash isn't really doing anything at this stage.
No, he missed that.
No, he misses that fall. And that is going to just slow down Rogue even more. That's time that they so dearly need it.
They have burned or baited out 2 smoke canisters. There's the 3rd one, so they have some additional time in that sense. But yeah, that is losing easily down to 50% health from that drop is going to hurt.
Lackey stuck inside of the corner, inside of that office area. Easily holding this very tight angle as the smoke will be there. C4 gets tossed out and does manage to dodge away from that. This is where Glass will come in. Seeing if he can see any yellow figures. Does get tagged from somewhere, he doesn't know where. Easily gets the kill onto Lackey, who was inside the office, and Geo through the cover of the smoke gets rid of a Lems, but Leon on the stairs says no to Brian. Maybe gets the kill on the Easily. Slash gets the kill on the Leon, jumping down onto his head. As Stiz also tried to go for the peak, so 2 versus 2, 30 seconds to go. Slash and Geo. Geo, very low health, doesn't have any smoke canisters at his disposal. Map1 and Stiz still very healthy. 2 very hard-hitting SMGs. MP7 has that fire rate and that recoil control. UMP hits very, very hard. 15 seconds on the clock. Rogue, you need to start moving as Slash is going to go for this B bomb site. Look where the diffuser is as well, right into the middle of the room. Geo with a pistol out isn't going with his sniper rifle as Stiz does kill Geo, and Map1 will clean things up as Slash will fall and Secret get their first defensive round.
Definitely not an easy one as well. I feel like Rogue had the potential to take that, but losing the diffuser so far in sight, getting a bit back-footed on time because of easily dropping down, things like that really worked against him. Not to mention, Glaz unfortunately didn't get a lot of utility out of the smoke. Sure, he baited out 3 gas canisters from it, but at the same time, he was mostly stuck in that doorway, unable to get really a whole lot going, and you saw how low his health was after that. Did get 1 pick, though, once he finally got inside, once he saw, I believe it was Bandit's feet. But nonetheless, it was a little late for Glass to be getting something going because, like we talked about, there was that big hole he could have been using to his advantage, but he didn't even know where he was getting shot from. So we'll see how their trophy defense, though, goes down, as that was the primary defensive site for Rogue, whereas it's flipped here for Secret. This is their secondary. So we'll see. They are going to go with the Glass and Jackal again. This time maybe they will be able to get a little bit more going. Lackey going to sneak in a 6-pick over there to get some cameras going. No 6-pick coming out from Rogue, though.
So this predominantly looks like more or less the same operator selection from both teams. The only difference is that we're going to be seeing Legion being brought in and Castle will be rotated out, but more or less it's going to be pretty much the same kind of operator picks. Rogue not changing anything, it seems like. They're going to go with the Glass strategy with bringing extra smoke canisters with Slash on his Jackal. bringing, you know, the utility that Zofia can bring so much to the table, like we've seen throughout today. So certainly a very good lineup from Rogue taking this bomb site, which does have a lot more of a longer angle situation where Glaz can really use and abuse, and it really does show the power of a Glaz in these scenarios. So this is looking like a pretty good setup for Rogue, but let's see what Secret have in store for us. They're going to try and go for this more aggressive hold in towards that Games and Aviator room, which is a common strategy that Secret particularly do because it slows down the push coming out from Rogue and it uses up utility, which is so dearly needed for this particular bomb site.
Yeah, we'll see if they can manage to get enough map control quickly. The Jackal's going to help with that to an extent, along with obviously the drones. But being able to clear downstairs especially quicker because you can see the footprints will make a difference. Obviously, you may not track everyone, but even if you see there's no footprints, that will give you additional info. And you do see one ping coming out as Jackal was able to spot someone for the window thanks to the extended range that he received recently. Able to do that a little bit safer here. They do have bathroom control, and Brian turns that into a kill onto Leon. It's a nice early pick onto Jaeger with still 2 minutes left. That is an advantage Rogue here because of not only the kill, but the time also. And it is, looks like the bandit of Alems is the one being tracked. One ping left, and that is the last of it. But they know pretty much where he's at. And there's another ping already out.
So this is where Rogue are going to start setting up, getting their utility operators in position, trying to get this triple wall open, gives them then that clear line of sight that Geo can use. Bathroom is where we're going to see Slash hop into, as the drones will be put inside of that observatory. He knows that nobody's going to be playing specifically in there, but can still be cautious of that connector hole and also the corridor beside it. Gas Caster is actually going to be expended by Meatbee, but Geos is going to move right on in as it's going to be a train of smoke grenades for him as he is going to push in and does tag Meatbee but doesn't manage to get the kill. Geometrics gets hurt very, very badly from that gas canister as Lackey will get the C4 kill on to Slash as that will be the Jackal falling. 4 versus 4 with still a minute to go. Brian with that long angle gets the kill on the Meatbee. Can he get the double onto Stiz? No, as he does miss the shots and Stiz goes away without a scratch in that scenario. Eclipse is going to start backing up from the stairs, and that will be a double kill for Rogue as Brian got a kill and gets another one for himself. A free K for Brian. And Rogue do bounce back with their first attack inside of Villa.
Well, that puts it on map point now, 5-2. So Rogue definitely at the huge advantage here on this map. And again, that was Secret's map pick. So this is looking like, much like with Penta's map pick, it might have been a mistake. Both the teams that picked Villa looking like they may not have the best strategies on it so far. We will see dining used as well. So it looks like both teams wanting to go there as opposed to library. In this case, they don't have to switch bomb sites, so they could play trophy again, but must have seen something in that attack that they decided that was too hard to defend against. It's interesting to see how much Glaz play we're seeing, despite how poorly it worked out for Eunice earlier. So despite that, obviously, Geo feeling a bit more confident, although he struggled a bit on that because smoke has been his counter this entire time. The upside of that, though, is every time he's playing with those smokes, he's baiting out smoke canisters much earlier. He could have almost got a kill as well, though, and that recoil, I think, hurt him a little bit in terms of being able to finish the kill. So we'll see. We are going to see a 6-pick over to Sledge there from Rogue. See if that works out for them in terms of Brian having some other extra utility. He is normally a big, big Thatcher player. He plays a lot more Thatcher than I think a lot of people in Pro League. And so it was no surprise to see him doing very well on it. But in this case, it looks like they're going to forego it and decide we don't need it. They might be thinking they're going to be attacking the same bomb site again, though, because, like I said, Secret don't have to switch. So the fact that they switched might slightly throw off the game. But like you said earlier, Rogue are rarely changing their lineup.
Yeah, there's no real difference, I would say. This time we're going to be seeing, actually, it's more or less just the same, isn't it? We did see the 6th pick on the Sledge, but that's really much it. You know, there's not really big comparisons to Sledge and Thatcher. It's still more or less the same guns, still the elite. The only thing you're missing out on is the nades, more or less.
No, very true.
That's why Sledge is picked more often than not, is because frag grenades are just, they're so strong. 9 times out of 10 it will more or less get you a kill nearly every round if you do get a good tag on whoever you're trying to frag out, and it is going to be very, very good for getting rid of these castle barricades as well, as he can just simply walk up, sledge it open. But equally, Geo can open it up as well. Does waste a couple of bullets, but still has plenty in his reserve, which he can use. So Secret already down a castle barricade. That's one thing I don't like about castle barricades, is whenever teams put them on outside windows.
It will give you some indication that they're going to be pushing and force them to use some utility, but when you know they're going to be bringing in a Glazier, it's not going to really do much. Not to mention they do have the Sledge, which they didn't know about, and the Zofia, which they did. So, yeah, it is definitely going to be a little bit of a waste potentially, but you do force them to commit some utility to opening that up. In this case, a few bullets, not much utility. So they will have some advantage in this attack here, but it is a minute in, and this time they don't have any kills. So at least Secret having some advantage, and that also means more time for Stizzy to be charging up those goo mines, getting stuff set up for this defense. They are going to have breach charges, though, to start to open up this floor and not waste any of those grenades to do so, which is always nice to see breach charges still get used in this game, and that is one use that you will still see pretty consistently. Nice use of all three of them as well. He's going to hide in the bathtub while he does so.
So we're going to be seeing the breaching charges being used to good efficiency, along with the holes being made with that secondary shotgun as Stiz will fall. So good use of using that sidearm, which is something that definitely Novi did use a lot inside the last game, Millennium versus Immortals. He used it a lot, and equally Slash is going to be doing it as well. And this is where the train of smoke's going to be used very smartly, using his holes, but the ADS is going to say no to that. And Geo is going to push his way in, does get hit with a Legion Mine, so that's just going to delay him a little bit more, and the plant's going to go in from Slash. It's the very common strategy we see being used universal throughout any team, but he did get tagged and has to fall back. He's in very low health, it must be about 2 or 3 HP there.
Yeah, they could go for the reset, they have enough time left, but instead just going to let him die.
Yeah, Lackey does get the kill onto Slash, and Leon gets the kill on to Eclipse easily on this. Backside is looking for a free kill potential on the Lackey, and he will find it, as easily does kill that castle off, but then it will be Leon getting the refrag and easily gets himself a double kill as the Lambs will fall, so 2 versus 2. Brian versus Easily. Meatby and Leon still waiting for anybody to push. 10 seconds to go. Brian gets the kill and Easily will shut down Leon, and that is going to be Rogue taking our first map. 6 rounds to 2.
Definitely a strong 6 rounds to 2 as well. Very good play by Rogue. Again, not their map pick, so they've got to have something special on Coastline as well. Definitely not what we would have expected. I think not only would we have expected a closer match, but on being the map pick for Secret, as well as a map that we know they're fairly decent at, it is a little bit of a surprise. Brian, 10 kills easily, and Slash actually below that. And then again, shout out for the support operators, which Brian generally is, and a very effective one. I think he's one of the top fragging support operators out there as well, or players rather. And it definitely paid off for Rogue. It was a very good set of strategies. I think they had great executions and didn't even have to change up operators too much.
No, it was definitely a very well-played Villa from Rogue. I was expecting a little bit more of a fight from Secret. I wasn't necessarily expecting him to go on Wedding Villa.
Warming up.
Certainly, let's talk about then our next map as well. But let's just have a little look at what did go down in Villa with these highlights coming out. So Eclipse, definitely a standout player on the side of Rogue, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. He had a very good first round, especially some great roam play. They were just, it seemed like they had much better map control and knowledge. You see some really great plays coming out from them. That was unfortunately, though, when Eclipse finally did get caught off guard, but it was still refragged there by Slash, who had, I think, a lot of really good rounds. Yeah. Unfortunately, the last round, the inability to stick the plant almost cost them the round because they were down to just like 7 seconds left or so without the diffuser. So having to win a lot of these frags, I think, really helped for them. It was interesting to see the Ying plays, though, coming out from Leon, which this one should not have worked as well as it did.
But it did. So it did get them... actually, I don't think it got them around from this. This was actually the take back from Rogue.
It was a good take back as well.
Yeah, it was a very proficient retake. They managed to find out exactly where the remaining attackers were. Lackey was very unfortunate where the position he was, but yeah, very good showing. And it is then going to be Villa.